Can you hear me now? Oh my God. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. My comments are all over there, so I apologize with that. Yeah. That's awesome. How many little technical difficulties has I had? Maybe in Wawa, but not anywhere else that I'm aware of. I can check. It's funny. It's really weird. Oh my goodness. That's so. I've had all these interferences with my live with the sound lately. Like there, and it's like I understand it. It's just an opportunity, I think, for me to just slow down and just take a moment and just really, pause, because it's always the recording on here that I lose. And StreamYard is the one that I use to pull the clips from for the week. So when the recording goes and I don't have volume on it, then I lose the entire recording for, my clips for the week. But that's okay. You helped me because now it's good. That just means that this reading that I did that was really, really powerful. I mean, that was only for the people that were here. Ooh. Maybe I'll reread it after. Okay, I'll go through the reading afterwards and we'll catch it on the recording. All right, so we're talking about how equinox has passed, but that we need to be embodying whatever it is that was necessary, right? So that clarity isn't just an aha moment, it's an aha moment and take action and live that moment, okay? That's what we need to do. Because that's what we talk about on Wednesdays. We talk about embodied wisdom. This is about living the way. This is about the real truth about who and what you are and how you're meant to live. We'll do toning. We'll talk about the spine as an antenna. We'll talk about dimensions. We're going to talk about all kinds of things on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is Wisdom Wednesdays. Exactly. Is where we're going to learn a lot of different things. And we're also going to continue with the conversation about working with the sky. We'll do a check-in every single week or every single live that I do, which now there's 3. By the way, I bumped it up. I'm going to do 1 extra live. I enjoyed, even though I had technical difficulties that day too, because the music was overpowering my voice and I didn't know it. Because you girls are familiar with me. I channel it. So when I channel it, I close my eyes and I envision what I'm putting you guys through, right? Like it's a whole thing for me. So I was doing that and I didn't know that people couldn't hear me. But we were doing that unity global meditation. So because I had so much fun doing that, I'm going to make it a standing date. 10:45, I'm going to do an energy check-in with my cards. And then at 11 Mountain or 1 Eastern, or for you, 10 for Pacific, I'm going to do a meditation or something to return us to center. So it's a global meditation. We'll be sending peace around the world. We'll be doing a few different things. So that'll be Saturdays. Going forward for till I decide anyway. And yes, as long as the recording goes through okay, there will be a recording on Facebook, however long Facebook keeps it for, and then also on the YouTube live tab. Plus with the meditations, I'll repost the portion of the meditation in the Temple of Light group, which is free at the website at Anshara'El.com. Lots of things are there. I'm adding the readings, all of the readings that are in here. Oh. Does somebody want a special reading on the air? Because I will do a special reading for somebody with my cards. I have some really powerful readings in there. I will definitely do a reading for somebody. Okay. And you know what? I will do it for you. And I will explain why I will do it for you. Okay. Well, you can come and hang out with us in Inner Child and do some meditation for a little bit. Or just do the energy check-in. You're welcome. So I'm going to explain why I'm going to gift this to Salasia on the show. And the reason why is because Salasia has been a dedicated member of the Christic Mastery Circle, which is the highest level group that I offer, membership group. And she diligently contributes to that group every single month. And I've been diligent in organizing all of my stuff. And I do have it, and this is just a gift for you. I know you've just stayed, and so this is my gift to you for thank you for staying. Thank you for staying. Because it's been a different year. I realized that after everything that happened, and you guys all know you were there, but when everything happened and it seemed like I just lost so many people and it just was so many more and more left and left and left, I just closed off. I was like, okay, I'm just not going to have a tribe. I'm just going to do this on this. I'm just going to, keep doing my thing and, whatever. But you need to have both. You do need to have both. So here I am back again, both sides of me this time though. I won't have the walls up so much because that was blocking people, I think. Okay. So let's talk about alignment and what does alignment feel like? Okay. Oh, you are my tribe. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just keep putting up hearts. Okay. So many people think that alignment feels like certainty. Okay. You think, oh, I'm just going to wake up every day and I'm just going to know exactly what I'm doing all the time, or they think it's just this unfallible confidence, right? You're just constantly confident. And sometimes they think it feels like excitement, that you're just running around on cloud nine. And sometimes it does. There's definitely sometimes it does. And thank you, Leslie, by the way. Thank you so much. I love you so much too. Sometimes it does, right? But more often, alignment just feels quiet. It feels steady. It feels like you're just not arguing anymore. You're just done with the fight because you realize there's nothing to fight, that the fighting is like literally fighting with yourself. And this is where people miss it because they think it's supposed to be loud. They think it's supposed to be intense. They think it's supposed to be some ayahuasca journey, or it's going to be some mind-opening experience, or, it's going to like crack it's just, but that's not the way it is. It's quiet. It's stable. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't pressure you. It just gives you, it takes away the urgency. There's no urgency. Right? You just have clarity, enough clarity to take the next step and the next step and the next step, right? But it's clarity in that moment. It's not that every single step down the line. It's the moment becomes crystal clear and you stay in the moment more so that you understand that from this moment, this is the next thing, and this is the next thing, and this is the next thing, because this is what is aligned moment to moment to moment. And that's all it has to be. What is aligned in this moment, given the circumstances and conditions around you, for you at the best, right? And that's what your alignment looks like. Okay. And like I said, it's that quietness, that not wanting to fight anymore, the peace that you welcome, right? You no longer care to be right. You just want your peace, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So if alignment is steady, then misalignment also has a very specific signature. So who wants to guess what misalignment is like? Or what that energy signature or that feeling is? What do you think, Salasia? What do you think, Crystal? What do you think is the feeling of misalignment? Disconnected. That's a good one. It's a good one. I have to check over on my comments. And anyone else, Leslie, please feel free to comment. What do you think that misalignment feels like? Anybody, feel free to answer. That was weird. My screen went all weird and it's 3444. Okay, so it feels like pressure, right? Misalignment feels like pressure. It feels like you need to decide quickly. So I'm going to say this in a very, in a way that many of us will understand, because right now I know that there are women across the board on my live. If somebody asks you to date, right, and you feel pressure in your body, that means it's not aligned, right? And how many times have we decided to go against that pressure anyway? Sometimes as children, we were made to, right? And that's why we became adults who did. Right? Think about a job offer that you get where they're pressuring you to do it right away. Does that make you feel like you want to take the job, or does that make you feel like you want to move away from the job? Does that make you feel like there's something kind of maybe not above board because they're pushing so hard and they're pressuring you so hard? Or when they pressure you, do you feel like, yeah, that's the right job for me? I knew you'd understand, sweetheart, because I understand too, to my core. We still need to have the catch up. Right? So it feels like you need to act quickly, or you need to act before you're ready, or decide before you're ready. Like if you don't move now, you might miss something. And that feeling drives a lot of decisions. But most of those decisions are not coming from clarity, right? They're coming from discomfort. So one of the most powerful things you can begin to do is realize that there's a big difference between movement that's coming from clarity and movement that's coming from pressure. Right? So if it feels like pressure, like there's an urgency, like you have to answer before you feel comfortable to answer, then that is not aligned with you. Right? If it feels steady and it's like, okay, I can make this decision, it's okay. And there can be excitement there. Don't get me wrong, there can be excitement, but that doesn't feel like pressure. Okay? There's a difference. All right. And they lead to such different outcomes. Oh my goodness. All right. So every episode, I want to do a teaching stream. And the teaching stream that I wanted to do today is called The Difference Between Reaction and Response. And I'm very comfortable with this because I have been somebody who has reacted and also responded. So this is one of the most important distinctions that you can learn. Reaction is immediate. It is driven by your nervous system trying to resolve discomfort as quickly as possible. Response is slower. It comes after you observe things, after you have some space, after something has had time to settle. When people live in reaction, their life feels chaotic because they are constantly responding to everything that's happening in the moment. And when people, and more, they're reacting, they're just constantly reacting to what's happening in the moment. And when people learn to respond instead of react, that's when things begin to stabilize. because then their actions start to come from clarity instead of urgency. And this is a skill. It is something that can be practiced, right? You can learn how to do it. As soon as, remember when we talked about this for so long, trauma talk, right? I saw a video come up about trauma talk, and this is 4 years ago. And I was so proud of myself because there I stood doing this body positive thing. And I was looking at my body and I was like, I can't believe I went live on the air in front of the whole world, like, dressed down like that for me. And I did this to help other people who, maybe struggled with body positivity stuff. And I did this tapping thing. And I was just like, I was so proud of myself for doing that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay. So it's a skill. It can be practiced. You can learn to understand when the nervous system is elevating. You can learn to understand what your signs are, what the feelings are in your body when you are dysregulated, right? And it's just about being aware that you are going to catch yourself and stop yourself from reacting. And as soon as you catch yourself, you give yourself space, you give yourself the opportunity to ground, to do some breath work, whatever you need to do. Go for a run, go lift some weights, go clean your house, go hit some baseballs, go shoot some hoops, go, whatever you need to do to discharge the energy that you have that has made you reactionary. Then move to understanding why that reaction was happening in that way so that you have the clarity. And that's how you turn conflict into something that you can grow with. And because you're taking the time to understand that when you're reactionary, you're not making clear decisions, and that if you can take a step back and breathe and get clear before responding, that you're going to be making really good decisions. You know what this is? This is like literally growing up. I tell myself all the time, I just want to be an adult now. I was a child for a long time because I didn't get taught emotional responsibility, or, how to soothe, or, maturity. I didn't get taught emotional maturity. I got taught, a lot of trauma. That's what I got taught. And to feel really bad about myself and a lot of other things. So, it's been a long road to get here, and it's a continued growth. It's a peeling back a layer and then peel back the next layer and peel back the next layer, right? And, there's been some significant layers that I've been working through recently too, and it's been pretty powerful. So you have to be willing to stare at the things that trigger you and understand why they're doing that, and then get to the point where you're okay with it. It doesn't have to live with you forever. You can let it go. In fact, you should let it go. Don't carry the baggage around with you. It's that energy that we carry around as baggage, that emotional energy. That's what leads to disease and, and illness, because it's what keeps us out of alignment, because we're holding on to those energy, right? Like a lot of times shoulder pain is a result of carrying the weight and responsibility of others. It's oftentimes not even your weight. And that's why we have it there. Perfect. Perfect. I might have a little thing I can do for you. Let me see if I can. I could do it with you without it, but I'd like to look it up really quickly, and then we'll see what we can do. Alrighty. So we have an integration segment. I do practical segments in everything. So we're going to talk about moving forward after the equinox. And I want to talk about like how you actually move forward from here. So one of the things that we're not doing is forcing a direction. Once we force a direction, you can almost be guaranteed it's the wrong direction. If you have to force it, it's not aligned, right? Aligned is going to be steady. It's going to work easily. It's going to come together like, the perfect zipper. You guys know that, when you're driving down the road and you got to merge into those lanes, and it's just like, you just see cars just, one after the other perfectly, because it's like a master class in a zipper. That's how we want to be going through life. Not by forcing it. We want to, it should be smooth, right? It's like everything that aligned for me to come here was smooth, was smooth. That doesn't mean that everything has not been without a challenge, right? And there's a distinction between that, right? Like everything opened up and aligned perfectly, everything to get me here. Okay. It was just, it was absolutely synchronistic. So those are the moves that you know are aligned because they are so smooth, right? So we want to be working with what is already clear. So unless you're clear with it, then don't move forward. Don't try to force a decision. It doesn't matter what it is. And if someone's uncomfortable with you needing time to make a decision, then that's someone that's putting urgency and pressure on you. And what does that mean? If we're putting urgency and pressure and that's in our bodies, then that means that it is not aligned, right? Clarity does not feel like pressure. It does not feel like urgency. Okay, so we want to work with what is already clear, even if the clarity is small. It doesn't matter. We start with that little bit of clarity, even if it's just one step, one action, right? That's how we eat an elephant, one bite at a time. I'd never eat an elephant. I'd never eat an elephant. But that's how we would do that, right? That's how you would drink an ocean, one sip at a time, right? It's how you run a marathon, one step at a time, right? So we want to take that. But this is what happens is that people often wait until it is fully clear. It's kind of like waiting for everything to be perfect before you start the business or before you take that risk. And it's never going to be perfect. Often the reason why we don't do it and we keep waiting for it to be perfect is because we're afraid of failing or we're afraid of succeeding. So we just keep delaying it by saying, well, this has to happen or this has to happen, or I'll do it when this is lined up, or I'll do it when this is happening, or when I win the lottery, or whatever it is, right? Where we keep pushing it down the line, the what if, we'll do it then, because you're waiting for that perfection. But really it's fear that is holding you back from doing it. And the same thing when we make a decision too quickly, we don't wait until we have that full clarity. We're just like, I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to jump at it and I'm going to rush. If we do that, then we're aligning ourselves with the wrong decision, right? So sometimes waiting for everything to make sense is not what we want. We want to take a small step in the right direction, right? And that's the thing, is oftentimes the path, what I've told people before is when we're walking, the path is you're walking it. It's unfolding in front of you as you're walking it, right? So it's taking this step at a time, living in the moment, making decisions that are the most clear for you, the most steady direction, and build one to the next, to the next, to the next. It's not about knowing what you're going to do 30 years from now. It's about knowing what you're going to do in this moment that exists, because it's only this moment, right? And that's what builds, and it builds through movement that is aligned, right? So that's how we build things, is aligned movement. All right, so let's make this practical. Like I said, we have to do a practical thing every live. So let's make it practical. I want you to ask yourself, what is one thing you already know but have not acted on? What is something that you know you should be doing? One thing. You can share here if you're brave. If you're brave. Squirreled. So what is one thing you know that you should be doing and acted on, but you haven't? Just one thing that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing. And it's not 10 things. It's not your entire life. It's just one thing. Just one thing. Just one thing. That's all it takes. And just one thing. Right? And things should be pretty green down there for you, starting to green up nicely. Right? We got more snow. We got more snow. All right. So the practical step is you ask yourself, what is one thing I already know but have not acted on? Not 10 things, not your entire life, just one. And then you're going to ask, what is the smallest step I can take toward that? And then stop there. That's it. One small step in the right direction. Because alignment is not about doing more. It is about doing what is true consistently. Okay. Okay. So there you go. Foot on the ground, feet on the ground. Absolutely. So if you're learning to recognize alignment and actually live from it, that's the work that we continue to do inside the Temple of Light. It is a space that you can deepen this understanding without pressure and begin applying it in a way that is sustainable. And you are welcome to join. It's completely free. Okay. So just remember, clarity is not rare. Most people experience it. What changes everything is when you act from it. Yep. Nice. Hello, Solution Lady. Hello, guys. All righty. So I'm going to end the live by doing Salasia's reading. I'm going to give you an offer of a couple readings. And I would actually like it if you would hop over to the other channel. And the main reason for that is that this channel, hello, lovey, because on this channel, you are on my phone, which the screen is spotty at best. But on this one here, you're on my iPad. So the screen's it's just better. And I just feel more secure that it's going to actually record it well. So that's why. That's why. Okay. So you're going to get to experience her reading anyway, or you're going to get to see it on the air. Now, has better. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So when my son asked me too, is there something wrong with your camera? And I'm like, yes, but that's being resolved. There's a new phone coming in the mail. And so that will change my lives going forward. So it's perfect. But anyway, so I have several readings that are available, and I am going to offer, I'm going to offer you, this is a very special reading, and I did it for Carol earlier today, and now I'm going to do it for you as a thank you for your continued membership in the Christic Mastery Circle. I appreciate the two of you. You two have been the stable lights at Anshara'El for so long, and I just absolutely love you. So this reading is the timeline shifting and manifestation spread. Okay, so this is a 5-card spread. The first card is what your current timeline is. The second card is what is the greatest potential you can step into. The next card is the shift needed. The fourth card is the manifestation key. And the final card is the quantum leap. Okay. And this will be being recorded on my YouTube and Facebook. So I can snip the recording part of it and share that with you. And by doing this, you're agreeing that this is probably going to be used in content. Okay, if you're okay with that. If you're okay with that, then we will proceed. Otherwise, we can do it privately. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Let's see. What is the current timeline that Hazel Kitten is currently on? Okay. What is the, okay. I like this card. Okay. What is the greatest potential that Salasia can step into? Okay, we don't need the whole deck. One card, guys. One card. It threw too many, so I'm going to make it. I'm going to keep shuffling. Okay. Me too. I can't wait to have I'm going to have them professionally printed. I'm going to have them professionally printed, and I can't wait for that. It'll be such a pleasure. All right. So what is the greatest potential that Hazel Kitten can step into? They shuffle so nicely. They're I know. I have 3 people now already asking for signed decks. It makes me very happy. Okay. It's got to stop throwing 17 cards at me. Okay, so what is the... Oh, there we go. That. All right. Okay. What beliefs, emotions, or actions must be changed to align with this higher timeline, right? So what beliefs, emotions, or actions must change to align with this higher timeline? This is the shift needed. Okay. Oh. All righty. And what's the manifestation key? So what frequency or energy will accelerate this shift? Yep. And what step can you take today to quantum leap into your desired reality? I love these readings that I create, these spreads that I created. That's too many, Spirit. Can we please get just one card? I think I know the card that was trying to come out. What step can you take today, can Salasia take today to jump into her desired quantum reality? Perfect. Okay. All righty. Let's get our cards out here. We have the first card that came out is the current timeline that you're on. Is the Ace of Fire in the shadow position. Okay, this is the current timeline. And I'll just show the card. I'm going to hold it up here so that you guys can see it nice and big. And then down here, nice and big. And then back over here, nice and big. I love this card with the little baby dragon. Okay, so this is the Ace of Fire. But this little guy came in the shadow position. And he's talking about, in that position, I'm going to hold him outside, is burnout, lack of direction, suppressed creativity, hesitation, and fear stepping into power. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of the actual card from the book because it's just so beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, that's probably going to get me to do a puzzle momentarily too. All right, so the Ace of Fire is the divine spark. The Ace of Fire is a spark of pure creative force, passion, and divine ignition. It is the flame of inspiration, the beginning of a new cycle filled with purpose, vitality, and limitless potential. This is the sacred fire of creation, the energy that fuels transformation, courage, and action. This card calls you to embrace your inner flame and take bold steps towards your highest desires. It signals an explosive surge of energy, divine motivation, and the manifestation of your soul's purpose. The fiery dragon emerging from the flames represents raw, untamed creation, passion, and divine initiation. The waves of molten fire and light symbolize limitless energy, movement, and transformation. The red, orange, and yellow tones invoke courage, vitality, and primal power. Oops, sorry, too many pages. You have ignited the flame of a new beginning. This is your moment to act boldly, create fearlessly, and step into your divine purpose. Let your passion and vision guide you into limitless expansion. The problem is that this guy went upside down, and he said that you are sitting with the lack of direction right now, that there's some hesitation or a fear of stepping into your power. So this card is infused with fire, representing energy, courage, transformation, and raw power. Creation. It is the spark of life that fuels all movement and growth. So he has a little practice for you to do. And his practice is to light a candle, focus on its flame, close your eyes, and visualize this fire glowing within you, expanding into a radiant aura of power and creativity. Okay. And then affirm, I am the fire of divine creation. I ignite my path with passion, purpose, and limitless energy. The Ace of Fire is your invitation to embrace your divine spark and let it blaze into creation. Take the leap. You are ready to set the world aflame with your power. How nice is that? So, does that ring true that you maybe are a little bit lacking direction right now? Not sure where you're headed. Not sure what it's just day to day, taking care of kids and animals and making it through life, right? Oh, no, that's not the right card. Whoa, I almost pulled up the wrong card for you for the next one. Okay, so the next card, no. We'll talk again. We're going to talk again. So you've been day to day. Good. So we're clearing that up. We're going to clear that up. We'll get some tired. Yeah. Your little battery just can't keep up, right? I'm sure everything has just added on you. So the greatest potential is the Empress. And you know how much I love this card. This is actually one of my favorite cards. And I just wanted to remind everybody that I did paint that these are my own images. They are copyrighted by me. No reuse of these images are allowed unless paid or expressed or whatever, like you've communicated with me. So, but this is the beautiful Empress. So let's see what your potential is, my love. So the Empress is the embodiment of divine creation. She's the cosmic mother. She is abundance and nurturing energy. She represents the sacred flow of life, the fertile ground where all things are born and flourish. She is the mother of the cosmos, the bringer of beauty, and the source of infinite love. This card is a reminder to trust the natural cycles of growth, to nurture your dreams, and to embrace the creative force within you. The imagery and symbolism. Okay. The vibrant purple and gold hues radiate feminine energy, wisdom, and creation. The intricate DNA-like patterns woven throughout the card represent the deep connection to life itself, the codes of creation, and the sacred blueprint of existence. The glowing hearts and swirling golden energy symbolize the Empress's boundless love and the nurturing force that sustains all life. The seed of life at the lower part of the card represents the origins of creation and the sacred geometry behind the universe's design. The presence of organic patterns, spirals, and flowing lines suggests the interconnectedness of all things and the endless cycles of birth, transformation, and renewal. The soft, radiant glow throughout the card reminds us that love, creativity, and abundance flow effortlessly when we align with our divine essence. Okay? So The Empress calls you to embrace your role as a creator, whether it be through art, nurturing relationships, manifesting abundance, or birthing new ideas. It is time to trust in the flow of life, allowing yourself to receive and cultivate what brings you joy and fulfillment. You are deeply connected to the source of all creation. What will you bring to life? The elemental influence. The Empress is deeply connected to Earth as she represents the fertile ground from which all things grow. However, her energy flows beyond the material world. She is also infused with the essence of ether, the divine force that breathes life into existence. She embodies the perfect balance of matter and spirit, creation and surrender, nurturing and expansion. Very nice. So there's a ritual for activation. You hold the card. So you can imagine that you're holding this card to your heart and close your eyes. Visualize golden energy flowing through you, connecting you to the infinite creative force of the universe. Feel yourself expanding with love, abundance, and divine nurturing energy. And then speak aloud. I am creation. I am abundance. I am love. I nurture my dreams and trust in the flow of life. So this is asking you to embrace your ability to birth new ideas, relationships, and projects, to cultivate self-care and honor your emotional and physical well-being, to connect with nature. She is the greatest teacher of creation and flow. We were talking about that, right? You were talking about that. Allow yourself to receive. Abundance flows where resistance dissolves. And lead with love and grace, embodying divine feminine power. The Empress is here to remind you that your infinite creative potential, whether you are bringing forth new life, new ideas, or new energy, trust that you are supported by the divine flow of the universe. You are the fertile ground, the nurturer, the artist of your own existence. Embrace your power and create with love. How nice. How nice. How nice. All right. The next card in the reading is, what is the shift that is needed? So we ended up with the King of Hearts, Knight of Water, the Knight of Water in the shadow or inverted position. So I'll show you the card. Upright, Knight of Water. So this is about passion. Okay. When it's inverted, it could be about emotional compulsiveness, unrealistic expectations, moodiness, or romantic idealism. But I don't think that's what it means. I think it's a lack of passion, like losing passion for the things that you were meant to create. That's the energy that's coming up for me with this. But I will read the card for you and we'll see what other things come up with that Knight of, kind of felt so much like it just what resonated. Okay, Knight of Water, one more card. The Knight of Water is a symbol of deep emotions, romantic energy, and an open heart ready for adventure. It's like that zest for adventure is gone. This card embodies a passionate dreamer who follows their emotions fearlessly, often bringing creativity, and emotional depth into life. It suggests a proposal, heartfelt invitation, or an emotional journey, whether in love, artistic expression, or spiritual connection. Sorry, there's a bird on the deck. I was a little bit later than usual for birds to be out there, so just threw me. Hello. Okay, so it suggests the Knight of Water is led by intuition and love, moving forward with grace and charm. The image and the symbolism, there we go. The radiant heart bursting with golden light, representing romantic passion, devotion, and an open heart chakra. The sparkling celebratory energy suggests excitement, deep feelings, and an invitation to love fully. The words "be mine" indicating a message of affection, love, or commitment. Did you see the "be mine" in there? He is so subtle. All right. And it says the activation message is, I follow my heart with courage, passion, and sincerity. Okay, so in the inverse, I think that that's what it means. It's that loss of that zest, right? So as a water element card, the Knight of Water is deeply connected to intuition, love, emotional flow, and the beauty of heartfelt connections. So follow your heart fearlessly is what it's asking you to do, but remain grounded. Express your emotions openly and authentically. Trust your intuition when making emotional decisions. Embrace the beauty of romance, creativity, and spiritual love. The Knight of Water is a reminder to immerse yourself fully in the beauty of emotions, love, and passion. Whether pursuing romance, creativity, or an emotional awakening, this card invites you to say yes to the adventures of the heart. Okay. I think that's a beautiful message for you. Okay, let's see. The next one is the manifestation key. What frequency or energy will accelerate this shift? And you got the 6 of fire. This is triumph and recognition. Okay, so we'll go to the 6 of fire now. I'm glad I put it in a book, and I'm glad that I labeled it a little bit. Makes it so much easier. All right, so the 6 of fire represents victory, recognition, and the illumination of your path. This is a moment where your efforts are seen, acknowledged, and celebrated. You have risen above challenges and are stepping into your power with confidence. Others are inspired by your journey, and your light radiates outward, uplifting those around you. I think there's some recognition that needs to come in. Mm-hmm. It could be from yourself. Just acknowledge. I'm getting like stabbed in my head right now, but like could be just you need to acknowledge and recognize yourself, and that's it. Take yourself on a good adventure. Go have a good, experience that. So this card reminds you that success is not just about personal achievement. It is about being a beacon for others, a guide who leads by example. Your fire has not only endured, but has ignited a movement, a force of collective triumph. I think what's coming up with this is to remind you, like the manifestation key is to remind you that your light is necessary. Like when you show up and you show up in your alignment, that's an awakening for everybody around you, right? That energy is what is necessary, and you become a beacon, you become a light for other people. Okay. That's what I think it is. It's reminding you, the manifestation key for you is remembering that you are leading, you're showing people what's possible. You can lead the way. You can be the beacon for other people. Mm-hmm. All right. So the imagery and symbolism, the radiant figures surrounded by electric currents of fire represent a surge of energy, confidence, and ascension. The bright aura developed as suggests divine recognition, inspiration, and a higher calling. The pink and gold tones emphasize warmth, love, and the balance of personal achievement with shared joy. Step forward with pride and grace. You are not only victorious, you are a source of illumination and empowerment for others. This is your time to embrace your light, accept the recognition you deserve, and continue leading with heart. This card is infused with fire, bold, unstoppable, magnetic. It carries the energy of leadership, passion, and earned triumph. Because I think that, if we're looking at, there's maybe some there's some imposter syndrome coming up, some fear of the spotlight, needing to maybe give yourself some validation, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what you're doing. You're giving yourself that. So we're going to give you a little ritual for activation, and that is to close your eyes, envision a golden light surrounding and lifting you. Breathe in confidence and breathe out doubt. And then say, I step into my victory with gratitude. My light is meant to shine. So the 6 of fire reminds you that your journey has been seen and honored. Take this moment to celebrate, but to also recognize that your fire is now a guiding force for others. Keep shining, keep leading, and keep rising. So remember that you are leading others. Like how you show up, you're demonstrating for others who are watching you, the next steps. So the quantum jump came from the Knight of Ether. An ether card. Ooh. So this is your quantum leap. So the Knight of Ether is the Radiant Seeker. The Knight of Ether embodies unstoppable momentum, divine pursuit, and fearless exploration of higher consciousness. This card signifies a relentless journey toward enlightenment, the courage to transcend limitations, and the will to follow the path of divine wisdom without hesitation. Imagery and symbolism: a swirling ascending path of golden and ethereal light representing the soul's acceleration into higher realms. Fluid energy flowing in multiple directions, symbolizing the balance between speed and adaptability in spiritual evolution. Gold, pink, and blue hues interwoven signify the divine synthesis of power, love, and clarity. The action message: I move with divine purpose, fearlessly embracing the journey of ascension. As the Knight of Ether, this energy is pure movement, swift, dynamic, and filled with purpose. It calls upon the cosmic winds to guide the seeker, urging them to trust their acceleration while maintaining clarity and focus. So your guidance is to trust in the momentum. You're being carried by divine forces toward your highest purpose. Let go of doubt. Balance speed with presence. Move forward boldly, but remain mindful of integration and grounding. And stay adaptable. The path may shift, but you are attuned to divine flow. Trust your ability to navigate the unseen. The Knight of Ether is the celestial traveler, the seeker who moves with the winds of destiny. This card is a call to embrace your mission with passion, trust in divine movement, and surrender to the exhilarating path of ascension. So you basically have to choose and just jump on it and go. That's what your quantum leap is just decide to do it and just go, and everything's going to come, just align with it. Just that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm super thirsty now. I need to drink some of my tea and turn the heater off on my tea thingy because I'm pretty sure my tea's hot enough. Yep. And know you'll be good. Know that you're going to be good. You know you will. You got your luck. You've got you just have to manifest it. You are a manifester, right? Like it's so easy for you to manifest. Oh my goodness, that was hot. I told you it was going to be hot. I even knew it. So just to wrap it back to the whole episode that we were talking about, which was embodied wisdom, and we were talking about clarity. So when clarity deepens, direction becomes visible. Continue walking with awareness. And it's stuff like this, whether it's, doing meditations, practical stuff, walking the way, so embodied wisdom, any of that stuff, join the Temple of Light. It's completely free. Go check out Anshara'El. There's lots of readings and other stuff that's available there, including Return to Center, which is a beautiful 10-day self-paced course, just helping you to return to center. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, you like that reading? I enjoy the readings that are in this deck of cards. I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to have an official printed deck because the pictures here do not look as good as they would look if they were professionally printed. So I can't wait for that. I'm glad that you enjoyed that and I was able to gift that to you on air. And yeah, what's your request, love? I do have a requesting. Say hi. Oh yeah, I'm going to be taking like a bunch of these cards and like the Ace of Dragon, this dude. Yeah, like there's going to be a bunch of these cards are going to be available as prints that you'll be able to get from the website. Yeah, I just have to determine what the price, like what that would be, like how that would look, because I've never looked at it, right? Like the same thing, right? Like, and these do not even look the same. They do not even look the same. I wonder. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if it'll work that way. There's something going on with my, never mind. I can't show you it because of that. There's something that's one of the things that's frozen on my computer. These do not even look like near as good as they do in real. So I can't wait to show them, show the actual digital pictures of them. So I'll start to share them. But I do have to kind of put some copyright stuff over them because I don't want people stealing the pictures. But yeah, I definitely you can get a print of it. You definitely can. Yeah. I'll send you the main copy of it for you to get a picture. I'm not sure how big of a picture that it'll be able to do. Yeah, 8x10 would be easy. It'd easily do an 8x10. Like the quality would be there for sure. Because my iPad's almost like an 8x10. And that was the screen size that, like the size of that I drew the pictures at was the screen size. So quite big. So it'll print that. I mean, the depth, if you get it printed professionally, the image is going to be incredible. Like it's like there's so much depth in it. I wish I could show you, but like I said, for some reason, there's something that's frozen on my computer that's blocking me from changing the programs that I'm on. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few, like I said, this one here with the little baby dragon, I just love him so much. Like it's just right, like it's just like so pretty. Oh, over there. Yeah. There's a few of them that I really like. I like the Death and Rebirth. Right, I love that one. I love the 9 of Ether. It's just simple, but I love it. The Emperor, remember the Emperor? Yeah, there's some that I got to move that. That was like that was too close. Yeah, like even though this one's like a darker, like it's a 9 of air, but I've always really loved this one. I could see people putting that on their wall. I love the Judgment card. This is also the major arcana for Ophiuchus. So I love that one. I've always loved the Magician. The Magician, I just love that one. You could get the Queen of Ether. The Moon for our Pisceans. Yeah, that one's cute too. There's a bunch, right? Like the Devil. And you know Aquarius, right? Like Aquarius was a really good one. Yeah, there's a few, right? Even ones that aren't the major arcana, like the 3 of Water, right? Like there's so many that are they're just beautiful, and there's so much depth to them that it's just like, yeah. And so many different ones. Like that's what I love about it the most. So yeah, Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to have these available. This is one of my favorite cards. It's the Chariot. I just love it. Yeah, there's so many that I would have. Yeah, I will. I'll figure it out. Yeah, so many. And this is my favorite one of them all. And I'm going to put this on my wall. I'm going to do a big print of this. This is the cosmic key. So there's just, oh, sorry, that's that way for the Hermit. Yeah. Remember the lovers? I remember them. They were just so cute. Sorry for putting my arm in front of that. I apologize. The Hierophant. I just love them. There's so many. The World. The Queen of Fire. The Two of Ether, the Six of Ether, the Page of Ether, Strength, right? There are so many. I love it. And we can't forget the King of Ether. Yeah, we're off. I'm off too. I've been on here much longer, and you know me. I love this deck of cards, and I could showcase them over and over and over and over again. I love you guys. I will be back on Saturday. We will be doing the global meditation. We'll do a check-in with the cards. We'll do a meditation and stuff like that. Saturday, 10:45 a.m. Mountain or 12:45 a.m. Eastern. And if you have a different time zone, you'll have to confirm against those. I love you. Have a great night. And we will see you on the next live. And if that live doesn't do it for you, I'll see you back here Sunday at 6 p.m. Mountain or 8 p.m. Eastern for the Celestial Briefing. Love you. Bye. Have a great night, guys. Bye.